Fuck, man. Rescue offer received from Vic. Gundam. Accept offer? No. Not yet. If I die again, I'll accept help. Come on, I dodged that. Fuck it, yeah. Let's get some help in. Oh, it's like a protecting shield. Yes, I need a dick business division. Shit. Vic's data has been lost. Shit, Cypher Blade's data has been lost. I'm getting people killed. We've made it to special thanks. We're almost through the credits. Ferric's data has been lost. Robin's data is gone too. Take it out. Oh man. All right.
Everything that lives is designed to end. They are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. However, life is all about the struggle within this cycle. That is what we believe. Pod 153 to Pod 042. How is it going?
I am embarrassed.
Why is that?
I launched a suicide attack, and yet, here I am, still alive. I must look very silly.
Do not feel bad about it. We are alive, after all. And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment.
That concept is a bit too abstract for me to understand at this time. I will save it in my list of things to analyze later.
Question, Pod 042. Did the data salvage restore all of their past memories?
Yes.
And are those recovered parts of the same design as previous ones?
Yes.
Then, won't that simply lead us to the same conclusion as before?
I cannot deny the possibility. However, the possibility of a different future also exists. A future is not given to you. It is something you must take for yourself.
Pod 153 to player. Please respond to this query. Do you, faithful player, have anything you would like to say to other players who are suffering because they cannot finish NieR Automata?
Saw this through to the end. Don't make excuses. Keep going.
Pod 042 to player. Please respond to this query. You, faithful player of this title, have lost your life multiple times to make it this far. You have faced crushing hardship and suffered greatly for it. Do you have any interest in helping the weak? Selecting this option enables you to save someone somewhere in the world. However, in exchange, you will lose all of your save data.
Ooh.
Do you still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
I mean, there's like side quests and shit I kind of wanted to do still, but I did beat the whole game. You know what? I didn't... No, not yet, because I want to see what happens if I choose to stay with ending D.
Understood.
Or I give up my save data. I mean, I think nothing probably happens, but... Let's see. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so that is it. That's all 5 endings. The one last question I have is what happens... I'm wondering what happens if I choose, when he says, do you want to go? If I go or if I stay? What happens if I stay? That's the final question.
This time, if we don't do...
Or did we are human that and you but in all they built up the commit sac isn't
Nine.
Shut up! That's all.
Two pick up. The 9, but the model...
Don't need to go through it a third time.
It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
9S!
If it doesn't matter, why do I
Triple
love
bomb
humans
attack!
like this? Why do I desire the touch of something that no longer exists?
It's how we were made. Androids were designed to protect their human.
Oh, she was about to hammer me too.
Our core.
So that's where you were. To be.
Okay, so extremely minor difference. I think probably the most fucked up thing in all of this is that on the surface, machines and androids will probably keep fighting, and the cycle will just continually repeat itself. Like, just for the everyday people, you know, things are going to keep just going the way they were. Well, as always,
Report. All Yorha unit black boxes
now that we are
confirmed
finally
on
at the
schedule,
end,
proceeding to commencing.
it's time to give this game a review. So I gotta get through this real fast. I already went through all that. But so all in all, well, let's not go. Let's start over. So first off, in general, love the game. Combat was super fast-paced, almost so fast-paced that at some points it was kind of button mashy, but at the same time, like, it felt really fluid if you knew what you were doing. Like, being able to, like, change out and pull out stuff, like, switch into certain combos, knock people up, knock them back down, that was kind of fun. But it was definitely easy enough to just kind of cheese your way through stuff. Obviously, between using Blade and Bomb, I was able to really just blow stuff apart when I had to. So that was pretty nice to see. Let me actually reduce the volume on this, since it's just going to cycle this intro over and over. The story...
I never quite realized.
I don't think I'd give it perfect marks, but the story's good. I would easily put this on par, if not better, than Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, it constantly wanted to, like, I kept wanting more answers, and I still have, like, I still want some more backstory on Yorha and the Initiative, and, you know, I get that that Yorha was basically just like a placeholder at a point, and they were like, alright, you know, we're gonna put the back door, and this is gonna get destroyed, but there's obviously a couple records that I'm missing, and I'm imagining that I can get those records just going through and doing side quests and whatnot. From a replayability standpoint, I don't know. Like, now that I know the whole story and I know a couple tricks and whatnot, I'm not sure if I would not enjoy playing through or playing through again. I'd probably enjoy playing through again more. Probably be just because I could go through the game using different weapon sets, you know, like focus on playing through the game. I don't think I'd start a new game, like wipe my save. But I would probably go through with, like, you know, play with, like, fists and greatsword, or fist and spear, or whatever. Just, you know, a different set of weapons altogether. So that could be kind of cool. And I mean, the combat doesn't really, even though it is button mashy, it doesn't really get boring. So it feels fine having to go through. Like, there were some points doing the on the second route where I was like, you know, just kind of speeding through it. But I think part of that was I mostly just wanted to get through and get to the point where I could play as A2. And kind of on that note, I think the let me do this. That stop cycling. We'll just wait here. Kind of on that note, I think the chapter select is a really, really nice feature, especially given kind of how this game flows with you playing, you know, multiple parts of it. Like, you're going through and you know, you play as 2B, play as 9S, play as A2, kind of back and forth between them. I think the chapter select, and not only just the chapter, like chapter 9, chapter 10, but being able to select in particular which part of which chapter you want. I think that's a really nice feature here. Music's fucking 10 out of 10, hands down. Like, the music in this game is phenomenal. Like, music in this game is probably the best part of the game. The soundtrack is just freaking killer. So let's talk about things I didn't like. I gotta put in something I didn't like. So I do feel at some parts things were kind of grindy. Not story-wise, but like getting the pod upgrades. Like, when we finished, I had two pods at level 2. One was still at level 1. And some of those materials would have just been, like, literally hours just spent grinding to get them. So I'm not really a fan of that, especially because it's like, you know, I got through the game fine without them, so I understand that they're not necessary. But at the same time, like, just the person I am, I really want to see upgrades. Like, the idea of being like, okay, my character's pimped out is important to me, but not, like, 20-30 hours of grinding important. So that's a little bit overkill on the grind there. Kind of contrasting that, though, the side quest, a lot of games you get side quests that are very, like, fetch questy, and yeah, there were a couple of those in here. I mean, it's just the nature of side quests. You're gonna have a couple, but a lot of the side quests were actually pretty interesting. And I kind of feel like I didn't get to see all of them through, and I kind of had that problem with Horizon Zero Dawn. I wanted to go back and do more side quests. Honestly, that's the problem with being a YouTuber, is there's these fucking amazing games that are made, and you, like, experience the story, and then you're like, oh, there's a bunch of side content I want to check out, and then a bunch of other games just show up, and you're like, fuck, I gotta do these new games, and there's still stuff I want to do in this game, and you just, you know, you hope that someday you can go back and, like, fully appreciate it from scratch and do all the side quests and basically, like, platinum the title, you know? Which I think that'd be something fun to do, but it's something that's kind of hard to do when you're constantly playing different games. I do feel the hacking, there were some points where, like, the hacking was kind of like, ugh, come on. Like, I mean, thankfully it was fast enough, there was no load in and out of the hack, but I think it would have been nice to change the hacking up slightly. Like, you know, when you're in the ship, for example, you can switch between your Gatling, your laser, or your missile. Even if you just had that implemented into the hacking. So in the hacking, I'm able to use the laser or use the missile. I think that would have been nice. You know, even if it was in the form of, like, an upgradable thing, like you had to advance, and later on you could do that. I think that would have been really cool. But I mean, all in all, definitely a fucking phenomenal game. The desert area was a little bit dull. You know, a little bit dry, dry and kind of boring. And I do wish the world was a little bit bigger. I mean, we had like the city, we had the forest, we had the desert. The sea area was kind of weak. You know, it was small. I feel like that could have been quite a bit bigger. You know, amusement park was cool, but also kind of condensed. I feel like that should have been bigger. There was a factory, but factory felt really segmented going there, so I didn't really like the factory as much. So, and the world wasn't bad, especially given the setting of the game. I mean, I think it fit very well, but I would have liked to see, you know, a little bit expansion, maybe to the ocean area and the amusement park area, and then maybe another area altogether. Like, you know, when we went down into the aliens, maybe like an expansion to like the underground facility type thing. And there might be stuff like that in side quests that I just haven't discovered, but it's just stuff that I think will be fun to see. But I mean, to sum it all up, I would probably drop a 9 out of 10 on this game. And the only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is because of those things I mentioned. I would have liked to seen a little bit expansion on kind of the areas. You know, it's just a little more that you could explore. That would have been good. And then just the fact that hacking got a little repetitive, that could have been improved on. But everything else, I mean, especially the music, man. Music alone was just amazing in this game. But definitely, man, 2017 so far, like, these games are killing it, man. That's all I have to say. The games are killing it. But this brings an end to the playthrough of NieR Automata. So, I do know there's some DLC coming out. Definitely plan on checking that out. I know a lot of you guys keep commenting, you know, that Neo DLC is coming out as well. Rest assured, Neo DLC will be happening, so plan on seeing DLC from both of these titles in the near future. And with that, there's nothing else to say, so thanks for coming by. Hope you guys enjoyed NieR Automata as much as I enjoyed playing it. Definitely an awesome game, and I'm glad we decided to go all the way through and get all the endings. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys with our next series.